Hello, and welcome to the Susquehanna River Valley map by NitroDad. This is Virtual Farmer Ken Bob, and we are starting a new series. We're going to start off in this house. It's up on the top of the hill overlooking the valley, and we don't own any land other than the house and the yard around the house. So what we're going to do is look into trying to take over a farm that is down in the valley. This farm is a cattle farm, hogs, and chickens. And there are 4 fields around the farm as well. So to start off with, we basically just have this pickup truck and we're going to head over to the shop and pick up, or at least look at, the 2 tractors and the fertilizer spreader that we have. Something we're going to try to do is whenever we do get farm equipment, we're going to check with the owners of the farm we're trying to buy and make sure that it's okay that we park any equipment that we purchase down there on the farm, as we really don't have anywhere else to store it. Our yard is a good size, but getting stuff in and out of there with the fence that we have would be very difficult. As you can see, there is a lot of pedestrian traffic along here. Not really a whole lot of cars out right now, but there are a good amount of cars. Okay, we're almost to the dealership. Just a couple more turns here and we'll be pulling in. And we'll start off going inside and we'll pick up our first tractor, get it out of the showroom because we're buying it off the showroom floor. We'll just park our pickup truck over here in front of the shop and run inside real quick and get that tractor out of there. And there she is. I think they thought it was a fun challenge to try to see if we can manage to get this out of here without tearing up their displays or their building. That it's okay, we should be alright. Hopefully everything else that we get will populate out here under these canopies, or sheds, I guess. Run back over here and shut these doors for them. Alright, let's pull this out of the way so if we get anything that we need to purchase or release, we'll have a place to come back and pick it up later. We went ahead and put it in the shop so that they could do some last minute things that needs to be done to it before we take possession of it. Don't know why they wanted us to come and move it, but must be a liability thing, I don't know. Or as I said, a test to see if we could handle doing it. But we'll go ahead and head out here and go over to the farm that we were talking about earlier and kind of do a little bit of a tour on it and show you around what we're looking at doing. the farm we're looking at is quite a ways out here, almost on the other side of the map. So it's quite a drive each time we head out here, which is another reason I want to store the equipment out on the farm instead of at the house. Driving 26 to 32 miles an hour each way is just going to get very, very long. And rather than doing that, we can just base our operation from over here, so long as they'll allow us to park the equipment out here. And I'm pretty sure they won't mind it. There's not really anybody working here. I mean, there are a few employees that keep it cleaned up, but there's no animals to take care of. There's nobody really working the fields. They've just been doing those on a contract basis. But we've made out an agreement with them to have exclusive rights to the contracts. So every time one of those fields needs to have work done to it, we've been given access to have first priority. All right, so we'll get out here and go over and look at the first place, which is going to be this chicken barn or chicken house. As you can see, it's empty right now. It looks like they're keeping the area pretty clean. But then we come over here and there's a 3-door garage. Be a good place to park our pickup. Maybe a smaller tractor if it would fit. Don't know if we have anything that would fit in there, but other than a car. That's the chicken farm in the little garage for the house. Now we'll head over this way, and that red building just off to the right, that's going to be the milk barn, I'm sorry. And then of course next to it is a garage, and in that garage is where we'll work on our equipment. And here's the milk sell point, should we choose to sell it instead of shipping it, or trucking it ourselves, I mean. But here's the garage, little work area. And again, it's not that big of a door. So hopefully we can get everything we have inside. If not, we'll have to figure something else out. Here's the main storage. It's like a slurry storage right there, and then a grain storage. And then if you come over here, it's storage for TMR. Not sure if you can draw corn and hay out separately, or if once they go in, they just go to the mixture. And then TMR is the only thing you can pull out. But we'll learn all that stuff as we go. And there's the drop-off point. And of course, the tractor to run the auger system for the Batco. And there's the 2 silos piped in so that stuff can go in based on which one has room still. And there's one of the fields, field 121. I think that conveyor belt is where you get your TMR from. And of course, we just ran by the silage clamp, didn't look in there. But those are the same as they are anywhere else. And then there was the manure pit for the hogs, and the slurry, and the slurry pickup, and the feed point where you put in the grains and stuff for the pigs, and then the watering. And we run over here real quick, and here's another bigger barn. It's got plenty of room for some bigger equipment. Might be the place to put a combine and maybe a chaser bin, auger wagon, however you want to call it. A smaller door for smaller stuff, and then of course a couple big doors, so you can either pull in over here or over here. And I'm not quite sure what man door. You can't really get inside it. You can open it, but there is just no way to go through it. I ducked down and I still can't get in, so I don't know exactly what that's all about. But here's the break room for the people who work in the shop. Little place to get something to drink and eat and take their breaks at. And then, of course, out back here behind the milking station is where the cattle are, or will be. And then, of course, there's 3 different feeding areas out here. We'll just primarily look at this one because I think the other 2 are just visual. But here's where we would come through and drop off silage. I'm sorry, TMR. Hey, I guess it would be any of the feeding products for the cattle. And then, of course, there's the water station with a couple other water troughs around. And there's the other 2 feeding areas. I'm not quite sure where straw will go, but I'm sure we'll figure that out pretty quick. So that's a basic overview of the farm and the different animal sheds. And then, of course, we looked at one of the fields. And then, of course, here's the main house. It's not occupied right now, so hopefully that will lend to our being able to store equipment on this farm, because we won't be bothering or interrupting anybody. Nice swimming pool with a hammock out here, a little table and chairs. Be nice once we can have enough money to buy the farm, but it's about $1 million to buy the whole farm with the 4 fields included. And it does all sell as one item. So we can't buy 1 or 2 fields at a time. It's all or nothing. But that's okay. Hopefully things will work out and we'll be able to do something with it pretty quick. So here we are back at the dealership. They've got a cultivator here for us. But we're going to run this back over to the farm. We've got to do some work at one of the fields. I think it's 118. But don't quote me on that. I'm not the best with remembering stuff. But we do have it on our schedule, so we can check the schedule and make sure we get the right field. But anyhow, we'll catch you here in just a minute. I just remembered from the last time I kind of drove around the map, I saw this animal dealer over here and pulled in, and there was something pretty interesting that I thought I'd share with you. At some point, you're going to go in here anyhow, but figured we might as well do it today since we're doing this little tour. But as soon as I pull in here, I'm gonna back off and be quiet and give you a listen. This is pretty interesting. I mean, I don't know how cool that is to anyone else, but to me, that is just awesome. They are, after all, selling cattle, and every cattle sale I've ever heard of is an auction typically. So it only makes sense that they're doing an auction here at the animal dealer. So I hope you enjoyed that a little. I know I did. You go down this little residential street. I'm sure that they're not real thrilled about tractors and their implements coming through here, but I'm not familiar enough with the area to find any other way around without going down this road. But over time, we'll figure out where we're at. But from what I can tell, this is the quickest way from the animal dealer to the farm. So I hope you enjoyed this little tour. I realize it was short and brief, but didn't really see any point in dragging it out real long. But we'll just pull this tractor up to the field, and we'll just park it out here and come back to it on the next episode, and that's where we will start out. Maybe I'll grab a drone and bring it with me next time and get some aerial shots so you can kind of see the whole farm from the sky. And might be a little interesting to have something different of a view. But yeah, 118 is the field we're pulling into. So anyhow, well, I appreciate y'all joining me today, and I hope I didn't drag this out too much, but we will catch you on the next episode. You all have a great day and stay safe out there.